Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 177 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Today we are looking at our IDEANCE process. Step 3, explore options. This is a process we came up with in January, and we've applied it to each and every area of the life framework that we focused on each month. This month we're focusing on contributions, so of course we're going to use the IDEANCE process to explore contribution. Where we are, we looked at that 2 days ago. We were brutally honest with ourselves and said, okay, where am I right now with respect to contribution? Maybe you're not doing anything. Maybe you're in a really busy phase of your life, and that is your contribution, is raising your family, making good humans. Yesterday we talked about, where do you want to be as far as, and I'm like, look toward the end of the year, where do you want to be contributing? Let's focus just on this year, but then realize that we're going to set processes and systems in place so that in the future you can implement those processes or continue implementing those processes so that contribution becomes a part of who you are. Contribution is really part of our identity. It's how we show up in the world, how we interact with the world. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you have gifts and things to offer to make the world a better place. And all of us need to come together and make the world a better place, or we end up with the nonsense that's going on in our world right now. It could go into a diatribe about good and evil, but that's, again, for each of us to judge, and really none of us to judge, because we will be judged beyond this life and this life experience that we're having. Of course, that's just what I believe. You can believe whatever you so choose. So step 3 of the IDEANCE process is to explore options. How do we go about exploring options? And I'm going to share, and I think I've done it several times this year already, the 10-3-1 tool. We are going to brainstorm 10 possible ways to start filling the gap between where we are right now with respect to contribution and where we want to be. Because that's why we do that. That's why we look at, okay, and are honest with ourselves and say, where am I right now with respect to contribution? What am I putting into the world? Is it, yeah. And I mean, let's be honest, all of us are putting some good and some bad out into the world. And maybe not very much bad, right? But maybe not very much good. Sometimes we're just existing. And if we're existing in a positive way with hope and attempting to make the world a better place, then that's putting positive in the world. And you get to decide in what you want to put into the world. Do you want to make the world a better place, or do you just not care about anybody but yourself? That's always a choice. We always get to choose how we are going to experience this life. But 10-3-1 tool, I would like you today, and I am going to as well, brainstorm at least 10 possible ways to start filling that gap between where I am and where I want to be. I know where I am with respect to contributing, and there's some areas I contribute too much in. I realized that when I was doing my current situation, and there's other areas where I'd rather be contributing that I'm not. I'm going to figure out ways to minimize the places where I'm doing too much, and then use that extra energy to put into the places that I want to do more, and the activities and type things that I want to do more of. I encourage you to do the same. But first, we're going to brainstorm a list of what those possibilities are, and then we'll look at that further tomorrow. All right. Any questions about this? This is what I do. In my little handy dandy, this is this year's annual challenge journal so far, and I already discovered I'm going to need at least 2 books this year, because we're not even halfway through the year yet. So I'm definitely going to need another book. So I just write contribution IDEANCE, and then I put 10. I write contribution across the top because that's the area we're again. I make a list of 10, and then as I go about my day and I think of a way to fill that gap, I just jot it down. Then at the end of the day, I'm going to circle the 3 that resonate or speak to me the most, or that I'm like, yeah, I can see following up on that one right now. And then tomorrow we're going to find a way to look more deeply at those 3 options, because we're not going to analyze all 10. Some of them, if you're really brainstorming and just whatever pops into your head writing down, you'll find that some of them are just totally unrealistic right now. And so, if you say I'm going to give $1 billion to charity, well, are you going to do that today? You got $1 billion or access to $1 billion you're going to put into charities or contribution? Probably not. For the vast majority of us, probably not. So that might be one that goes off of your I'm doing it today list. All right. Again, any questions, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.